In these tough economic times, you might be asking, how can I get some additional financing for my business? How do I keep my employees employed? How do I keep funds flowing to the business? How do I stay in business? Well, the SBA has provided a couple of different loan options. There's two loan options that are available. One has an advance with it, so I call it 3 separate loans. And we're going to go through those all together and see which one might work best for you. The 3 loans are called the PPP loan, which is the Payroll Protection Program loan. The second one is the Economic Injury Disaster loan, and that one includes up to $10,000 advance loan. So we'll look at all 3 of those and see if one of those works for you, and then get you set up so that you can apply directly. We'll start with the payroll protection loan. A couple of things to keep in mind. For this loan, here's the information that you will need. You will need your business demographic, the name of the business, the address of the business, the tax ID number of the business, the NAIS code, which is the National Industry Code. Personal demographic information, your name, your address, your social security number, your date of birth, your place of birth. A copy of your most recent tax return, that would be business individual. Payroll totals for 2019, and notice I put a W-3 there. Most people know what a W-2 is. A W-3 is simply the sum total of all of your W-2s for all of your employees. Rent and utility cost, and the bank name, routing, and account number. That's the information you will need for a PPP loan. Now, the PPP loan is a fully forgivable loan as long as you meet the requirements. Well, what are the requirements, you might ask? Well, 75% of the funds must be used for your existing payroll. Now, you can use more than 75%, but if you want the loan forgiven, you can't use less than 75%. The additional amount can be used to cover your rent, and that's business office rent, or mortgage interest and your utilities. The payments for the non-forgiven debt, in other words, if you can't get it all forgiven, you borrow more than what can be forgiven and you have to pay it back, then there is a 6-month deferral period, and it's at 1%, and it's a 2-year loan. Okay? You must keep all of your employees, including yourself, on the payroll. What do I mean by that? If you are an S corporation, you own a business. The business has hired you as its employee. You should be paying yourself what the IRS calls a reasonable salary. Do not stop paying yourself the reasonable salary if you want the loan to be forgiven. Finally, all small businesses are eligible. You can apply through any SBA preferred lending bank. Although what I'm hearing out there is that the banks want to only service their own customers. Why? Because there is overwhelming demand right now, and the banks have more than they can handle, and they're trying to handle their own first. Finally, you cannot collect unemployment for yourself and have your employees collect unemployment and then apply for a PPP loan where you're getting payroll protection to pay your employees. In other words, the employees cannot collect unemployment and get payroll from you. Unemployment is if you're unemployed or your employees are not working. The payroll protection program is to keep your employees on the payroll. The other loan that's available is called the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or the EIDL. Now, the EIDL offers an advance of up to $10,000 per company. Now, it's up to, but it's at $1,000 per employee. Again, if you own an S Corp, you are an employee of the company you work for, the company you own. So you would have one employee if you are an owner-operator of an S Corp or C Corp. Here's the web address. You apply directly on that web address. It will take probably about 20 minutes to do the whole application. The loan is not forgivable. The advance is forgivable. So if you receive an advance of up to $1,000 per employee, you will not have to pay that back. But if you receive additional funds, those funds do need to be paid back. Now, the funds can be used for payroll, fixed debt, accounts payable, other expenses, pretty much anything you need to run your business. What's required for this is that you have to show that you have had a disaster impact on your business. In other words, due to the coronavirus, you have suffered major losses and you need this loan to keep your business afloat. Finally, you're eligible up to $2 million in loan. It's an interest rate of 3.75% for up to 30 years. They haven't clarified that yet, but there is some talk about those 30 years being possibly 7 to 15, but right now it does say up to 30 years. The application is directly through the SBA. So you do not go through your bank, you go through the SBA. The SBA has not yet opened that for filing as of today, April 14th, 2020. All small businesses are eligible. So what do I need to apply for this loan? Well, again, you're going to need your basic business demographic information, the name of the business, the tax ID number, the address, and the code. I said NAICS code before. Another term that's used is a SIC, Standard Industry Classification Code. Personal demographic information, your name, address, social security number, place of birth, date of birth, information like that. A copy of several years of tax returns. Again, your payroll totals for 2019, including your W-3, which is a summary of all of your W-2s. Budgets and forecasts will most likely be needed. In other words, how are you going to pay this loan back? It is not a forgivable loan. The bank name, routing, and account number. Those are the two loans that are available to you through the SBA. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.